I almost got out of my truck for a kid that didn't exist. The worst part isn't that I believed it. The worst part is, I can point to the exact second I stopped being safe. And it wasn't when I heard the voice. 12 years hauling freight, mostly nights. You learn pretty fast what belongs out on the road at 2 a.m. Animals, weather, the occasional drunk weaving the center line, and you learn what doesn't. What I heard that night shouldn't have been there. Late fall, northern Montana, one of those stretches that goes so long and so flat that your eyes start playing tricks after a while, making shapes out of fence posts, slowing down for shadows. No houses, no gas stations, no light except your headlights and whatever the moon decided to give you that night. The moon wasn't giving much. I checked the clock. 2:13 a.m. CB radio quiet, engine steady. I remember thinking another 3 hours and I'm done. Something showed up in my lane. My foot was off the gas before I even identified what I was looking at. That's how it works. The body clocks it first, brain catches up a second later. I thought it was a bag, wind-blown garbage, the kind that falls out of pickups. I got closer. Clothes. A small pink jacket, laid out flat in the center of the lane. Not crumpled, not wind-tossed, too flat. My foot hit the brake. "Help me!" I felt it before I processed it. Something in the chest, not fear, not yet, just a sudden animal attention. Like every other thought got switched off at once, sharp, close, from the tree line on the right, close enough that I turned before I even thought about it. My brain didn't question it, not for a second. There's a kid out there. That was the whole thought, that was all of it. Because I've got a daughter, 8 years old. And in that second, that jacket on the road was the only thing I could see clearly. I slowed to a crawl, heart already going. I scanned the road ahead, the road behind, looking for another car, another set of headlights, any sign that someone else was already handling this. Nothing. Just me. And that voice. "Please!" Same direction. Same distance from the tree line, thin, desperate, real enough that my chest went tight around it. I pulled onto the shoulder, didn't decide to, it just happened. I sat there with my hand on the door handle. And I remember this weird hesitation, not the good kind, not caution, more like when you're about to step on ice and your body knows before you do that it's not going to hold. I didn't trust that feeling. I should have. "Help me!" Again. I cracked the window. Cold air hit the back of my throat, dry, pine sharp, the kind of cold that makes your sinuses ache. I leaned toward the gap and listened. No footsteps, no movement through brush, no sound of anyone running, just the engine ticking and the quiet underneath it. "Please!" I frowned. Something was bothering me and I couldn't name it yet. It just didn't line up. I grabbed my flashlight, because what's the alternative? Drive off? Leave it? Yeah, that's easy to say now. The second I stepped out, the cold hit different. Not just temperature, something about how still everything was. No wind, not even the kind of air movement that makes the grass shift. Everything just held. I walked toward the jacket, gravel loud under my boots, each step making me aware of how quiet everything else was. I crouched over it, turned it with the flashlight beam. No dirt on it, no mud on the inside lining, no leaves stuck in the zipper. It didn't look dropped. It didn't look lost. It looked like someone had set it down carefully and walked away. "Help me!" I flinched. Not because it was loud, because it sounded exactly the same, not similar, not close, the same pitch, same break at the end, same length of breath. Like a recording, no change in distance, no strain in the voice, no panic, just the same. I stood up slowly. Please! Same timing, same tone. Nothing had changed. I told myself, echo, sound bouncing through the trees, that happens. I'd heard stranger things on long nights, distances that didn't make sense, sounds carrying further than they should. I wanted it to be that. So I started walking again. My eyes drifted toward the tree line without me fully turning my head. Something moved, just at the edge. Barely enough to register. I looked directly. Nothing there. My grip on the flashlight had tightened. I hadn't noticed my hand shaking until I saw the beam move. Help me! Closer. Or maybe not. The distance wasn't changing. That thought stuck. Why does it sound the same, not similar? The same. I didn't want that thought to be right. Because if it was right, then this wasn't a kid in the trees, and that meant something else entirely. I turned the flashlight toward the trees, at first just dark, then shapes not clear, just darker spots inside the dark. The kind your brain tries to make into something familiar. One of them shifted, and everything inside me went still. I didn't move, didn't breathe. Just watched. Another shape separated from the dark, then another. 3 of them at least, all of them still, watching me the way you watch something you've been waiting on. Hey, adult voice, calm. You hear that, kid? One of the shapes stepped forward just enough to be a person, male, my height or taller, hands at his sides. We're trying to find her. Didn't even look toward where the voice was coming from. I remember the exact feeling of hearing that, like watching someone smile at the wrong moment. It was too smooth, too practiced. The voice you use when you've said something enough times that it doesn't cost you anything anymore. A person actually searching for a lost child in the dark doesn't sound like that. They sound afraid. He didn't sound afraid. I didn't answer. Because right then, movement, left side, near the back of my trailer. Not a single step, not even gravel. I caught it in my peripheral vision. Low, moving fast, already close. I hadn't heard him at all. No footsteps, no brush, nothing. He'd been working his way around while the other one talked. That's when it hit. Not panic. Not yet. Just a single clear thought, like a light switching on in a dark room. You are in the wrong place. Everything narrowed. Sound dropped out. The trees, the man, the voice from the speakers, all of it went to background. There was only the truck 30 feet away, and the question of whether I could get there, not run, get there. I started backing up, slow, trying not to trigger anything. Hey, the man called. Don't leave, man. We need help. He took another step toward me. That confidence again, that complete, unhurried confidence. Like he already knew how this was going to go. I turned and moved, grabbed the handle, pulled myself up, slammed the door behind me, hit the lock. My hands were slipping on everything, missed the gear once, almost stalled it. I looked up. They were already moving, not rushing, just adjusting. Repositioning, the way a group does when a plan shifts to phase 2. Then one of them broke into a run, straight at me. No more searching voice, no more act, face completely open now. I threw it into gear and floored the throttle. Engine roared, whole rig shuddered and lurched forward. As my headlights swept the trees, I saw them, speakers, black, wired together, strapped to branches at road height, pointed straight at the road, set up, At least 3 that I could count, maybe more further back. "Help me! Please!" The sound jumped from speaker to speaker as I passed them, like it was moving around me, like it was following me out. Something slammed into the rear of the trailer. Hard, metal on metal. The whole cab shook with it, not random, like someone trying to hold on. I didn't slow down. I didn't stop for 20 miles, didn't think about stopping. When the truck stop lights finally came up, I pulled in and just sat there, hands shaking too bad to reach for my phone. I remember staring at the steering wheel and thinking, I need to call this in, and also thinking they're already gone. I called it in, tried to explain. Didn't come out clean. Speakers in the trees, a jacket in the road, people in the dark. Said it 3 times before it sounded like anything. 2 patrol cars showed up, listened, didn't look surprised. "You're not the first," one of them said. He said it the way you say something you're tired of saying. They searched the area, came back with nothing. No jacket, no speakers, no people. Like it had all been packed up and walked away while I was driving south. I thought that was the end of it. Until one of the officers walked around to the back of my trailer. He ran his hand along the rear door, slowed, stopped. "Did you notice this?" I walked over. Scratches, deep, fresh. Right along the seam of the door, the metal was bright where they'd cut through the grime, recent enough that there was still dust falling off. I stood there for a long moment, because that meant, while I was out there on the gravel, crouching over that jacket, listening, telling myself it was an echo. Someone had been behind my truck the whole time, working quietly, working fast, 10, maybe 15 feet from where I was standing. The talking man in the trees wasn't the threat. He was the distraction, the sound, the jacket, all of it, distraction. I was never supposed to see any of them. I was supposed to walk toward those trees until the trailer was open, and then it wouldn't matter anymore what I saw. I felt cold when that landed. Not from the air, from the inside. The kind of cold that starts in the stomach and works outward. If I'd taken a few more steps toward those trees, if I'd called back to the man, if I hadn't stood up when I did, I wouldn't have seen the movement by the trailer. And by the time I turned around, there wouldn't have been anything left to do. I finished the delivery that morning, didn't talk much. I don't take that route anymore. Don't care how much time it adds. Sometimes late at night when the road goes quiet and the CB drops out and there's nothing for miles in either direction, I think about that jacket and the thing that really gets me. It would have worked on a different night, on a different driver. It probably already has. How flat it was, how centered, how there wasn't a single leaf stuck in the zipper. Someone laid that out by hand, smoothed it down, walked away, and then stood in the dark and waited to see whose truck would slow down. I've been pulled over plenty of times. Enough that it stops meaning anything after a while. DOT checks, random inspections, once for a busted light that wasn't even mine. You get used to it. It's part of the job. You see the lights, you slow down, you stop. That's it. So when I saw the red and blues come up behind us that night, I didn't think twice. Long stretch of highway, middle of nowhere, maybe 1 car every couple minutes, if that, real quiet. Just that low hum from the engine, tires chewing up the road, same rhythm you fall into after a few hours. Eli was asleep in the passenger seat. Or at least he had been. I'd just started easing off the gas when he woke up. Not like normal, Not that slow, groggy shift where someone takes a second to remember where they are. He just snapped awake, like he'd been pulled out of something, sat up too fast, like his body was already ahead of him. Didn't even look at me first. Looked in the mirror, then he goes, real quiet. "Hey, don't open that door." I remember kind of smirking at that. "Relax," I said. "Probably just a routine." "No." He cut me off, still looking past me, out the side. "Something's off." That got my attention. Eli wasn't the paranoid type. Guy had been driving longer than me, seen worse roads, worse people. He didn't spook easy. I checked the mirror again. Marked unit. Light bar looked right. No weird driving. Just sitting back there, waiting for me to stop. Still, something in the way he said it didn't feel like guessing. I don't know why, but that's wrong in my chest, like something small had already gone bad and I just hadn't caught up to it yet. We roll to a stop on the shoulder. Engine idling, whole cab vibrating just a little under us. I remember noticing how dark it was outside, like darker than it should have been, even for that stretch. Their headlights weren't really lighting anything up the way they usually do. Eli leaned a little closer to me, didn't look at me. "Just wait," he said. "Don't rush it." I nodded. Didn't realize I was holding my breath until I let it out. One of them steps out of the cruiser. Door shuts. No radio chatter, no calling it in, nothing. That's when it started to feel wrong. He walks up on my side fast, too fast. Most cops take their time. Watch your hands, watch the cab. This guy just came straight up like he already knew what he was doing. I had my hand halfway to the door handle. Eli grabbed my sleeve hard. "Don't," he said, and right as I hesitated, I remember thinking, he's not saying anything. No sir, no license, nothing, just standing there. The guy outside shifts, not knocking, not saying a word, just movement. Eli yanks me down. There's a crack so loud it feels like it goes through your teeth. Glass blows in, my ears ring like someone hit a metal pipe right next to my head. For a second, I don't even understand what happened. Like my brain just skips it. Like it refuses to process it all at once. Then I hear Eli make this sound. Not a yell, not even a word. Just air leaving him. I look over, and there's blood already spreading across his shirt. Jesus, Eli. He's slumped, trying to stay up, one hand pressed to his side. "Go," he says, barely. The same tone he used when I missed an exit once, like I just screwed up something small. "Go, go." No thinking. I slam the truck into gear and floor it. The whole rig lurches forward like it doesn't want to move that fast, like I'm asking too much from it. Engine whining, tires gripping, whole cab shaking like it might come apart if I push it any harder. I check the mirror. They're coming, right behind us. "Come on, come on." I'm muttering like the truck can hear me. My hands are slipping on the wheel. I don't even realize at first it's because of the blood. It's on my sleeve, my fingers. Eli's still conscious, barely. He's got a grip on my jacket. Tight, like he doesn't want to lose where I am. "They're not," he tries. Swallows. Tries again. "They're not cops. I know. Just stay with me, man, all right? Stay with me." They check. he says, and his voice kind of breaks off there. They check the trucks. Check what? I snap louder than I mean to. What are you talking about? But he doesn't answer. I look over again. His head's dipped, eyes half closed. Eli, hey, don't do that. Don't, stay with me. Nothing. I hit the horn without meaning to. Long, ugly blast that just hangs in the air. The cruiser behind us backs off. Just like that. No more pushing, no trying to pass. They just drop back. That's what scared me more than anything. They weren't chasing to catch me. They'd already done what they came to do, and for a second, I had this really bad thought. They weren't chasing me at all. I don't remember the exact turn I took. Just lights, finally. A gas station up ahead, lit up like a damn island. I swing in too fast, nearly clip the curb. People start looking. Someone's already on the phone. Everything after that gets loud, then quiet, then loud again. Sirens, voices, hands on my shoulders. They pull Eli out. He's still breathing. Someone says he's got a pulse. I latch onto that, like it means something solid. At the hospital, they tell me he's stable. Not good, not bad, stable. I sit there in one of those plastic chairs that feel like they were designed to keep you awake, staring at nothing, like my body hadn't caught up yet, like it was still somewhere back on that road. My hands won't stop shaking, so I just keep clenching them, unclenching, like that's gonna fix it. There's this guy down the hall. I notice him after a while. Doesn't look like staff. No badge, no scrubs, not really a patient either. Just standing there. Every now and then he looks over. Not long, just enough. Every time I tried to look straight at him, he wasn't looking anymore, like he knew exactly when I would. I tell myself it's nothing. Doctor comes out eventually. You can tell before he says anything. It's in the way he slows down right before he gets to you. I'm sorry, he says. We lost him. And I just sit there, because that doesn't line up. Not even a little. Not with what they told me. Not with what I saw. Lost him how? I ask. He gives me that look. Complications. What complications? I push. He hesitates. Internal bleeding. It escalated quickly. That word sticks. Escalated. Like it just decided to get worse all by itself. Later they give me Eli's stuff. Phone, wallet, a couple other things. I don't even know why I turned the phone on. Habit, I guess. There's a video open, last thing recorded. From the cab, I hit play. It's us, driving, normal. I skip ahead. There, the lights in the mirror. I pause it, zoom in. The cruiser behind us, no front plate. Rear's hard to see, but the markings, they're close enough you wouldn't question it at a glance, but not right, not if you're actually looking. I let it play a little more. Frame catches the driver when he steps out. Blurry, but not too blurry. You can make out his face, and the second I see it, my stomach drops, because I've already seen that face once tonight. I step outside after that. Need air. Need something that isn't that room, those lights. Parking lot's mostly empty. Quiet. Too quiet again. I start walking toward my truck, and then I see him. Same guy from the hallway. Only now he's outside, leaning against a car like he's just waiting for someone. For a second my brain doesn't connect it. Then it does, and everything kind of tightens. Chest, throat, all of it. He looks right at me. No confusion, no hesitation, just recognition, like he knew I'd be out here. We hold eye contact for maybe 2 seconds. Feels longer. Then he gives me the smallest nod. Not friendly, not threatening, just confirmation. That's when it finally clicked. Eli didn't die because of the shot. He died because we saw them. And now, I'm the only one left who did.